Welcome to September, meteorological fall, and Labor Day. With the trio in place, guess what? We're talking rain. Let's take a look in this Monday edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. Hey, good morning. It is Monday, the 2nd of September, 2024. I'm Texas Storm Chasers Baldy and Chief David Reimer. We've got more showers and thunderstorms expected across parts of the state today, really a good chunk of the state, as we have said goodbye to the heat dome and hello to at least sporadic periods of weak upper level lift, providing the opportunity for showers and thunderstorms. You can see today it's going to be a gully washer across parts of the big country, Concho Valley, Hill Country, Central Texas, North Texas, with scattered activity across the southeastern third of the state. Panhandle, especially along north of Interstate 40, you're looking okay. Borderland, close call, but it would not be a bad idea for most of y'all to have indoor backup plans if necessary for today. Some folks, it may be a washout, while others, you may just get a quick thunderstorm before it clears out for the rest of the day. But remember, when thunder roars, go indoors, and keep that in mind, especially if you're out on area lakes. Here is today's forecast probability of precipitation. You can see, we're up there. A lot of green showing on this map across the state near numerous showers, thunderstorms, Trans-Pecos, Big Bend, Permian Basin, West Texas, the Big Country, the Concho Valley, North Texas, especially along and west of Interstate 35, down to the Hill Country, South Texas, Rio Grande Plains, down through the Rio Grande Valley, up into the coastal bend, the coastal plains, and southeast Texas. Lower chances for a thunderstorm or two across northeast Texas and the Ark-La-Tex, eastern third of the state. And then the Panhandle, y'all may stay mostly dry today. As we go into tomorrow, same story, except looking like we're going to dry out across the piney woods of East Texas, the borderland, the Ark-La-Tex, with scattered to numerous showers and thunderstorms. Once again, a high probability across the I-35 corridor, the Big Country, the Concho Valley, the Big Bend, the Permian Basin, down to the Rio Grande Plains, deep south Texas, the coastal plains, and the coastal bend. Forecast rain totals over the next several days across the state as we look to remain active through Wednesday, maybe Thursday, before we start to dry out later this week. Good old gully washer. This is good to see across the state. The possibility of 2 to 4 inches of rain, the Big Country, the Concho Valley, the Edwards Plateau, down to parts of the Big Bend, eastern Trans-Pecos, down through the Rio Grande Plains, Rio Grande Valley, up into the coastal bend, the coastal plains, southeast Texas. We could see an additional 4 to 8 inches of rain around Corpus Christi, up towards Galveston on the middle and upper Texas Gulf Coast. Definitely threat for some flooding. Same story goes, we could see at least some localized flooding. Big Country, Concho Valley, looking like we're going to see comparatively lower chances, or at least lower precipitation totals, additional Texoma, Northwest Texas, the Ark-La-Tex, East Texas. But if you end up under one of these showers or storms, you're going to get a quick half-inch to inch of rain, no problemo. So good luck to you. Here's the Climate Prediction Center outlook for the September 7th through the 11th. As you can see, below average temperatures continue to look favorable across the state as we kind of set up into a northwest flow aloft later this week into this weekend. And the West Coast, it's going to bake. Florida, it's going to bake. Rest of the country, fall weather setting up. Climate Prediction Center outlook for precipitation. Again, it looks like we're going to shift the highest rain chances later this week into the southeastern third to the southeastern half of the state. Above average precipitation chances possibly this weekend along the Texas Gulf Coast. Otherwise, rest of the state looks like we'll probably start to dry out a bit. Here's today's high temperature forecast across the state. Guess what? It's going to rain, which means temperature is going to be cooler. Mid to upper 70s West Texas, the Big Country, the Concho Valley, the Permian Basin, the Trans-Pecos, out into the Big Bend, borderland. Temperatures generally this afternoon, 80s in the Panhandle, Texoma, Ark-La-Tex, East Texas, Southeast Texas, Brazos Valley, 90s. South Texas, the Rio Grande Plains, Rio Grande Valley, and some of the warmer spots in East Texas. But hey, if you get a pop-up storm near you by this afternoon, it'll drop in the 70s, just like folks farther west. Tomorrow, more rain, more highs in the mid to upper 70s. 80 DFW, 79 Wichita Falls, 75 in Abilene, Sweetwater, Odessa, Midland, Lubbock, 80 in Amarillo, 73 in Marfa, 85 in El Paso, 81 in Sanderson, 86 Laredo, 91 in Del Rio. How about we reverse that? 86 in Del Rio, 91 in Laredo, 93 in McAllen, about 90 in Houston, 89 in Beaumont, 91 in Lufkin, about 87 in Texarkana. Not a bad day at all for early September. Rain chances start to diminish just a wee bit as we get into Wednesday. We'll still have scattered showers and storms out there, though, so temperatures coming back up a bit. Mostly highs in the 80s across the state, a few 90s in deep South Texas and along the Texas Gulf Coast. Then as we get into later this week, rain chances across the northwestern half of the state will start to drop a bit, and that'll result in high temperatures returning to the upper 80s to lower 90s. And then here is Friday, 90s returning to the I-35 corridor, northwest Texas, Edwards Plateau, deep South Texas, into the Brazos Valley, coastal bend, but still plenty of 80s for highs as we get into Friday across the state of Texas. You can always keep an eye on the sky with the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app. We've got your local weather forecast down to the neighborhood level, interactive weather radar so you can keep up with the storms, and of course, these daily Texas weather roundups. We do not expect widespread severe storms, meaning we don't expect a bunch of big hail, bunch of big wind, bunch of big tornadoes, but we could still have some gusty winds, cloud-to-ground lightning, and heavy rainfall that could cause localized flooding impacts over the next few days. So remember, if thunder roars, go indoors. We'll have your next Texas Weather Roundup out bright and early on Tuesday. Have a great Labor Day. Have a great Monday. God bless.